You're listening to the Here for the Clout podcast. Here are your hosts, Sherilyn Dale and Cece Suarez. Yeah, baby.
Hello, Clout Queens, Kings, and in-betweens. Welcome back to the Here for the Clout podcast. My name is Chelsea Suarez, and this cheeky little cherub is Sherilyn Dale, your other host.
That was quick.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better.
I really liked it. We need an updated compilation from whoever did the last one because I need
just
some
thinking
more
that
dopamine
yesterday
in my life, and the intros they make my world go round these days.
And so do fat bottom girls. But you know what doesn't make the world go round? Tommy Lee's saggy jowls. I don't know. He's scary, things. Man. He's scary.
He is. And here's the thing with this is like, I'm struggling with this episode because like not that I don't care. Obviously, like it sucks to like feel like deceived and stuff like that. But I'm like, everybody in this situation, I'm just like, what are you doing?
They all suck. It's like the Am I the Asshole subreddit when people are like, everybody sucks here. Like, you all suck. You know who doesn't?
Who?
Pamela Anderson.
The comment. Oh, God. Don't even get me started. I love her so much.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be her. Haley and I had that conversation. Like, she was like, Mom, did you ever think like women were like beautiful when you were younger and like you were attracted to them? And I was like, no, but like maybe like I did always look at like women and I was like, but I wanted to like look like them. Like I always wanted big fake boobs like Pam, but I wasn't like, oh, I want to get in those. And we were just having like a talk about like, you know, the difference of being like attracted and like inspired or whatever. And it's always been Pam.
Very mature conversation. I love it.
Yeah. Hales is, she gets very philosophical, if you will.
I love
She's
her.
very adorable. So yeah, we were talking about that. And then, I was like, Pamela Anderson has always been mine. And I love that she's been au naturel lately. But did you see her makeup artist did you see?
Wow.
I was shooketh. If there was ever a phrase, like a time for you still got it, that's this photo right here, you guys. That's it.
Yeah.
I might dare say she's doing it better. Oh, Pam.
Yeah, but however, that's not my type. This is my type. It's a picture of Rachel Weisz from The Mummy, from the cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. The cinematic masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. God. I just...
Yeah. Don't you want Brendan Fraser in there too?
And my tattooed Arabian man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the
one that last time we talked about them, I was like, why does this look like Moses Hackman? Speaking of Moses Hackman, though, we do have a Just Trish tie-in today, which right before we started filming, I was like, oh my gosh, did you hear like the update with this? So obviously, like we know what we're going to talk about typically before we start recording. I don't know if y'all know that. It's not all just haunted dolls and plantation fires over here.
Okay, I loved last
Well,
episode.
Listen. So a lot of people will listen to Jesse and Lily, and they'll also listen to us, and then like a few other commentary channels too. And it really seemed like everyone else was covering like a lot heavier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like everyone's been talking about like Kayla Malik and James Charles, you know, being so desperate to get his wet. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That picture, did you see the TikTok I posted that got 4 views where I said
with
guilty
his kissy face or whatever?
his kissy face, and I said guilty of being perpetually boned up. He's just such a horny little rat, a horny little weasel.
Yeah.
He's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh. And for the person in the comment section that said that I shouldn't call a gay, queer, whatever individual a predator.
Well, interacting with underage boys and admitting that multiple times, that's predatory no matter what your sexual orientation is.
Yeah,
so
if
like
it's a duck.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a little bit
Yeah.
excusatory there.
I
Also-
do understand the argument of like not wanting to like, you know, like perpetuate that and like try to like lump
No,
the gay community
I get
together,
it.
but like no one in the gay community wants James Charles a part of it. From
No,
what
for
I
a girl-
understand, nobody in any community wants
Yeah.
James Charles associated. So that's not what like that's yeah.
Yeah, no, like I definitely understand the argument of like that because like that's why we can't stand Lily Tino is like, girl,
Mm-hmm.
you're really hurting us over here. Like you're really making
Yeah.
it hard for anyone to support you.
Yeah.
We don't want you. You're obnoxious. Please leave.
She's making it. Yeah,
Girl, I'd like to
really
speak
terrible.
to your manager. Oh, Lord. Anyways, so yeah, there was an update and apparently Trisha got Catfish 2 maybe. I don't know, but I was so excited, but then I didn't get to watch it because I went right to sleep last night because yesterday I was running off of 32 hours of no sleep. So that was fun.
Was that because of Bean's little midnight party sesh?
Because someone wanted to keep taking selfies at 3 a.m., all the ones I sent you. And
Yeah.
he's been real good at taking pictures lately, and he gets so excited. It's so funny, especially with the Polaroid camera. This was with my phone. I'm not taking out a Polaroid camera at 3 a.m. And I was like, okay, you have to smile. It's like, but you got to keep your eyes open because the flash was on. And all the pictures are just because it's so bright. He's so, oh God, that little thing. He's now said, it's just like keep track, you know, of like the words they say by like 2, they should be able to say like around 50 words or something. We're up to like 36, I think.
Amazing.
Half of, I'd say like a fourth of them are in Spanish. He said verde yesterday.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Good for him. I
And
love it. I
and
love a little
Sue's
bilingual king.
Girl, when Tony and I both melt. When he says, this is my impression of him. When he goes, more.
Oh my God, I love it.
And Tony and I both are just like, what? What do you want? We'll give you
What do you
anything.
need?
We'll give
Everything.
you anything you want. Oh,
I
God,
love it.
that little human. I just want to.
It does
so
make
under my
36
skin.
hours
Anyways,
a little bit more tolerable, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to be able to sleep more, obviously, but I slept very good last night. I have taken my medication and I am doing wonderfully.
Good, babe.
So
we checked all the boxes.
So let's get into it because I need to talk about this. I'm so fascinated and I don't like anyone that's involved in this story. So possibly people don't even know who we're talking about. So can you give us like a little rundown of who everyone is?
Yeah, okay. So right now we are right now,
Right,
coming
you're here
live
too, right now.
right now, we are talking about the Brittany, Furlan, and Tommy Lee separation, possible divorce. We don't know, and honestly, I'm still kind of confused. I've been in the trenches here and there, looking at everything, and then obviously, as soon as you see Catfish, I'm like, sign me up for a Catfish story any day, all day. Oh my God! Side tangent. If you guys are into like Catfish stories, go follow our friend Rachel Reese on TikTok. Holy cannoli. I literally I messaged her yesterday. I was like, I need answers right now, Rachel. So I got a little bit of the inside scoop. And that's actually why I was late today, is because I'm doing some investigating because I'm quite sure she knows who it is. And I need to find this person's like whole identity and life and help expose. Anyways, okay, back to Tommy and Brittany. So, I think I guess so for those of you who don't know, Tommy Lee obviously is the drummer of Motley Crue. Also, Pamela Anderson's former husband, who she has 2 children with, her 2 sons, both gorgeous men as well. Whew, we like those guys. We like Pam and the sons. Like her sons being like, you're doing this documentary and this memoir because everybody you like
the way they've supported her is
and just love their mom
amazing.
so
Yeah.
much. Oh my God. Anyways, okay.
We'll get more into that later on.
Sorry?
Said we'll get more into the Pam of it all later on.
Yeah. I just love them. Okay, so yeah, like I said, Tommy Lee's best known for being the drummer of Motley Crue, and then being married to Pam. So when he's a rock star, so he's always in Pam said that the relationship was quite abusive. He's also known for having like a 12-inch schlong as well. Yeah.
It's just a waste. That's a waste of real estate. Like our internal organs are only so deep. All you need is 5 inches.
Like, okay. Anyways, Brittany Furlan, she is, I didn't realize I was older than her. I'm like 10 days older than her. She was born September 5th, 1986. She was a really big Vine star, I guess. I think I even read like she was like literally like one of the most followed female stars on Vine before the platform shut down in 2017. Also, our very good friend Jessie Smiles, she was also on Vine. And I think now these days she's been doing like stand-up comedy, but she's married to Tommy Lee. And it seemed like, I don't know, I guess their relationship seemed as solid as it could be if you were married to Tommy Lee, especially like when there was pressures from Pam's memoir coming out and the documentary, because in it she did say that like Tommy Lee was like the greatest love of her life, and she knew that like she would never have that intensity of that love again, and then also like understood the toxicity of it too, but like that she's just been happy like being her and on her own.
See, but that's one of the things that really bothered me so much when all that came out, and that really like I was pretty indifferent towards Brittany Furlan until that, because it's like the that she was alleged to saying, and like just like her attitude about all of that just seemed like, girl, you can't erase that past relationship, and it was so iconic and such a part of pop culture. Like think about how many celebrities have dressed up as them. Like y'all have, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and not to sound pretentious, and I'm like, here, Sherilyn, you're one of the celebrities that's dressed up as them.
That's not. No, I thought I was in a different category. Yeah, me and Big Eye did.
But yeah, I mean, we'll do like a little compilation of like how many people have dressed up as them.
So
like, it's
many.
Amazing, and she's such an icon. She's such a bombshell, like one of the most iconic centerfolds ever. And like their love was real. It did happen, and I hate that when people try to like erase their partner's past, and like in her memoir saying like it was not a good relationship, like, but it was like we loved each other so deeply, and like I'm happy now, like let me live my, she just is like a little garden fairy picking her flowers and like living on her little ranch.
Yeah. And she just walks around locally in BC. Like she'll just like go to the grocery store, just get her like little flowers and stuff like that, and
love it.
Friendly to everybody.
Of course she is. She's amazing. But it's just like, why, like how insecure are you that you can't just.
Yeah, and I mean I get it from that era of like so many people like being like, oh, like you could never be her, like leave him so that they can get back together, like that would have been like really,
oh my god, it's our generations, well technically I guess the generation before us, but I mean kind of our generations, Selena, Justin, and Haley, if you think about it.
For sure. Yeah.
Because Justin,
but came out so much later, right? Because everybody had like gotten over it, right? Because it happened in like the 90s. So, and I don't even think like when Brittany and Tommy got married, like people were like saying anything, because again, like the story was that Pam was obviously like, okay, like didn't want to be with him. It was an unhealthy relationship, had moved on. And so no one really cared. So then when those words were spoken, it was a thing. And then, but that's her truth. And it seemed like, Brittany was annoyed. I get it. Like, yes, I also wouldn't want like masses of strangers being like, he doesn't love you. He'll never love you like he loved Pam. I don't disagree. But to hear that, you know, like, and she's like, you don't know my relationship. And that's true. We don't know the relationship. We don't know what he was saying and feeling like behind closed doors, or like comparing the two. But I don't know. Yeah. To like feed into it, I thought it was a little bit petty, because Pam was like, she was made it very clear also in her doc and everything that she was happy for him. And that's all she wants is like, you know, like when you love somebody, you do want them to be happy. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm waiting for you to leave her. Like, it's like.
No, but it's also like she is in such an amazing place in her life. And she also knows that, like, I assume she knows that, like, no, we cannot be together. Look at this man.
Yeah.
He's got so much. He's got so much going on. I can't. No. She's smarter than that, I would like to believe. But so we have those two characters, and Are there any more?
There are. So all of a sudden, there were rumors swirling that Britney was no longer living in the home. And at first, TMZ reported that it was because of like arguments between them and that Tommy's drinking was like getting out of hand. Then that didn't surprise anybody, right? Everyone's like, oh, that checks.
It's like, yeah, girl,
Then
look at his skin. Of course he's an alcoholic.
Plot twist. People are like, no.
No.
Brittany
No.
Furlan is allegedly thought she was having kind of like a side affair. It must have just been online with Ronald Joseph Radke, or Ronnie Radke, if you will. Now,
who is Ronald?
I had no idea. So I guess he's a singer, songwriter, also rapper, lead vocalist of Falling in Reverse, and former lead singer of Escape the Fate. So his genre is like post-hardcore, metalcore, pop punk, and hip hop.
That's everything. That's literally everything.
He does it all. He's also been in a lot of like controversy. In 2006, he was involved in a confrontation that led to a fatality. So he was charged with battery with substantial bodily harm and possession of brass knuckles, resulting in a prison sentence. So I think it sounds like it was like at a high school fight or something like that. He was meeting with someone named Marcel, and then one of Ronald's friends, Chase, shot a different guy, shot Michael Allen Cook, killing him. So I guess like there must have been like a few people there, and then everybody was arrested, charged for murder, and then Radke pled guilty to battery with substantial bodily harms and owning and bringing brass knuckles to the brawl, which were illegal in Nevada. He was placed on probation for 5 years in order to pay $92,000 in restitution to Cook's mother. He then violated the terms of probation and was sentenced to serve 2.5 more years in prison.
And was this, what year was that?
That was in 2006. There's also been like other issues like domestic.
Yeah. So
domestic assault.
One of his, so for our fellow trailer parkers, I saw these pictures of him and I was like, why do I recognize him? Like, where have I seen him? This mother effer was dating Paige from, she was a WWE diva. Well, her name's Soraya, but they all use fake names. Her stage name,
and
Paige.
so Soraya comes into this as well, I believe, at one point.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry. I got so excited because I was like, oh my God.
Oh, okay.
They dated from 2018 to 2024. So.
Oh, okay. So quite recent.
That's why I was so surprised. I was like, oh my God, really? So, yeah, because I was on it with with the WWE Divas, girl. Y'all know I dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage for Halloween one year. I won Best Dressed.
That's amazing. Lynn did Hulk Hogan, and then Richard, our voice actor at the beginning, he was Macho Man Randy Savage.
I love it.
Yeah, my granny, that's her favorite. Every single, like, I guess, event, Friday. Isn't it on Fridays and Mondays? I don't even know. She watches it.
I love that
She always has. She used to have to like tape it and watch it when my grandfather was like out working because he was like, you don't need to watch that, my girl. You're better than that, my girl. And she's like, okay.
Babe, you're not that trashy.
And then she'd go and put it in and watch it.
I would, I would love nothing more than for me and Grammy to take our teeth out and watch that together.
Oh, she would love it. She knows everybody. She literally just got Netflix a month ago. My cousin set it up for her so that she can watch all of like the because now it's on there, right? It's not on cable anymore. They put it on Netflix. It's the only reason she's not had it this whole time. And then she like called Brad and was like, "Can you please come over and set up Netflix so I can watch my WWE?" Dude, yeah, pretty cute.
Do you remember I saw a clip the other day of when Rey Mysterio took his mask off?
No.
I really think that moment, because I remembered seeing it like back in the day too. Probably not live. I don't know if I was alive then. I'm not going to fact check that, but that might have ignited my love for Hispanic men.
Oh.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'll never know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, no, my dad, me and Julian would always watch that with my dad. And then we would always watch that and Wheel of Fortune and not Price is Right. I watched that with our cleaning lady in the morning whenever I would fake sick. Gloria, love her so much. But I would watch a Jeopardy. We'd watch Jeopardy as a family. And my mom was always like, she's like, that's how I knew you kids were so smart like your dad, because all of y'all would get the right answers and I'd lose.
Oh, Linda, it's okay. Still waiting for the update on the I need like a calendar chart for the reunion.
I think it's next month. I'm pretty sure.
Can't
I'll send you the stop. What if that's when you come down and it's you and me with wigs and just our microphones in the corner, giving like WWE correspondence. And here comes Linda off the top ropes.
All
right. So Ronnie, ugly guy, gross.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think these saved in order. Well, somewhat in order. So that's kind of good for us, I guess, in the document. Okay. So there was rumors that she, at first I think it was like having an affair. And then people are like obviously going to like Ronnie Radke's pages and being like, what the hell? Like, what's going on with Brittany and you? And he's like, I did not want to say anything, but like, I'm not given any choice right now. So he starts this like Instagram story montage. So the first one is like the dog with the side eye saying, you've been in a fake relationship with a catfish posing as me, and that's why you and Tommy Lee are getting divorced, Brittany Furlan? ?
Yikes.
Then he reshared a post that Brittany had on her Instagram stories. It's a big picture of Bunny XO and then Soraya, and it says, so grateful for powerful women. He said, tagged Brittany, oh, right back at you, Snapchat queen, because that's going to come into play saying that.
Wait, so Brittany Furlan posted a picture of Bunny, and so there's a picture of Soraya on it as well. And then Soraya reposted it because she was tagged in it. And she said, right back at you, baby.
Yes.
And then Ronnie screenshotted that. This is Inception and Inception. He said, oh, right back at you, Snapchat queen. But if that wasn't it, if it was a catfish and not him, though, this is weird behavior. And
this is what I think. Like, I'm like, why? And I think, okay, it could be for a couple reasons. If he did not have Snapchat like he's claiming, and he's not the guy, and this was a catfish situation, he might be so defensive because Tommy is like losing it and like texted him and was like, don't f with me, like really upset. And apparently he used to be like a huge Motley Crue stan. Like, this is very known that he's like really like looked up to them, specifically Tommy, which is funny because now that picture of Pam, that's his most recent retweet, is like that photo on
Tommy
his Twitter.
Or Ronnie?
Ronnie.
Ugh. That's
so
annoying.
It's like you're also like stirring the pot here. Like, what are you doing?
He is. It's
I know he's awful. Like he's really annoying and like so arrogant and
but like I can understand though that like he like respects, and you know, Tommy's an icon in his industry. Like I get it. I mean, even no matter how much people hate Jaclyn Hill or hate, you know, some of the other OGs, like I'm still going to, even how much people hate Joe Rogan, it's like, okay, as a podcaster though, like I'm going to like respect like what he has done, or like what Jaclyn Hill has done, and like what they've built. And like they're like trailblazers, and same with Motley Crue and the drummer, right? I mean, that's I don't know, but this is just a weird reaction. I think
it's such a weird reaction. I think it's such a weird reaction, especially if you did have like so much respect for some. So I don't know. This all swayed like, and I'm sure there's even like more like private conversations going on behind the scenes that might be like exasperating this. So then his next question, or his next post, is a screenshot of this. It looks like a Snapchat profile. It says Ronnie Radke, you know, Ronald Joseph Rad, and it's his caption on it is, Brittany Furlan got caught messaging this person and is trying to say it's me, but it's not. What's this next one? This says, oh, it's Tommy Lee, and it said, who's been catfished? I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. But anyways, then Ronnie does another screenshot saying she's been doing this for a long time.
What? Been catfished?
Liking other people and like reaching out to other guys.
Okay.
So he sends a screenshot between him and another, or I don't even know if it's between him because there's no R on there. It's like a W, a T, and a B. And then it's a screenshot of Brittany Furlan started following you. And then in this group chat, this guy goes, Tommy Lee's wife, liking my shirtless photos only. And then whoever Bobby is says, here we go.
That also doesn't show that she's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's just March 31st. So that's a non-receipt right there. But then also, like,
he then goes on to, this is a little bit cringe, show just series and series and series of photos of, like, screenshots of his DMs of her responding to, like, everything that, like, he posts, and he's never replied to any of her DMs is what he's saying. So he says, I never responded to any of her DMs, show screenshots of, it's actually kind of like her just like replying to like stories, and so like whatever. Her last DM, she told me she was sitting outside my house like a weirdo. Okay, then she sent him a voice note and he said, read this. Do you want to read that, Charles?
Yeah, so that's the transcription of her voice note. Thank God Instagram does that now. So she sent a very long thing, and it says, I'm just going to send you a voice note. Literally how everyone sends voice notes, first apologizing for sending a voice note because you're saying it's not you on Snapchat. The day I had a podcast, I said, I have to go to a podcast and I guess this catfish, but I don't know how it could be a catfish, videos me. So I'm not going to lie, I kind of think it's him. And I think
Do you?
Yeah, and I think he got caught. Then again, I'm probably going to change my mind in about 5 seconds.
I know, I'm going all over the place too.
Okay, but I don't know how it could be a catfish, videos me back in the mirror and zooms in like you do and said, have a good podcast, babe. And then last night had me drive out to your f***ing old house in Hawthorne to meet up. And I don't know if this is just like some joke you and your girl were like laughing at it or whatever. And like, dude, obviously this is a transcription of her talking, so it's going to be all jacked up when I read it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to start. I'm not that kind of person. I didn't even mean to start. But I came home last night and, you know, my husband was like, what's going on? And I'm just an honest person. And I came clean and I was like, I've been talking to this person on Snapchat. And, you know, I don't know how it's not you, clearly. But you're saying it's not you. And that doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know how someone could film themselves in a video and go and have a good podcast, babe. That doesn't, girl, they could have just uploaded the video and then, oh, he said have a good podcast.
Yeah, like he was sending it to her on Snapchat being like, have a good podcast, babe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
she's
thought,
like,
I
how
thought
do
it was,
you doctor that?
I thought it was on the screen.
Oh, maybe it was.
So, we'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. We're on the case.
Yeah.
Chase is on the case. Okay. And I get it. You got a girl. And in the beginning, when we started messaging saying, like, don't snitch, whatever. And I didn't even snitch. And I was just like, I was supposed to go meet up with somebody. And, you know, I was crying and felt bad. Like, we have been going through it. And, you know, dude, like, I'm not even trying to start drama for you. And then he was like, who was it? And I told him. And then this just turned into this. And I just told him to leave you alone and to leave it alone. But of course, he's not. And I'm sorry for anything that he said to you. I'm really hurt. And I don't know how this wasn't you because of the personal messages. You know, I guess it is what it is. She has to be so embarrassed.
She says that too. Like, so we'll hear from her. She has replied. Like,
Thank
this is
God.
really embarrassing.
It is. It definitely is. That sucks. But let's look at the bright side. It's hopefully gotten you out of a alleged abusive and toxic relationship. I mean, I don't think that's even alleged. I mean, look at them. That sounds kind of mean.
I think that's what she's even saying. Like, it was like things are in a really bad place and stuff like that. So we'll hear from her. I haven't even listened to like all of it yet, but we will hear from her. Good. His next message, or his next screenshot is from Tommy. He says, Tommy Lee's very upset with me catching his wife, understandably. So something above it, Ronnie goes, bro, what? And then Tommy goes, Brittany, with all these exclamation marks. Don't f with me, dude. Ronnie says, are you with me? ? I never once communicated with your wife. Hold on, let me check. Tommy goes, what the f are you talking about on Snapchat? You guys are supposed to have some fucking, ooh, that's not very nice. It's a slur.
Homophobic slurs. Homophobic slurs.
Yeah, ass dinner date last night. Bro, I don't have Snapchat. I like you, bro. I wouldn't mess with your wife. And then Tommy says, that's funny because she says you're lying. And he said, I just checked my DMs. So then he goes, you read that correctly. Brittany Furlan, Tommy Lee's wife, allegedly fell in love with a Ronnie Radke impersonator on Snapchat, drove to my house and sat out front, only for me to find out and have Brittany threaten me and accuse me of lying and telling me that the catfish is actually me. Then he screenshots a TMZ article.
But it's
I
weird.
believe
It's weird that he says catfish, like right away, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of like.
From what I know is like I don't know why, but this guy apparently is like catfish. Like he's used as a catfish a lot. I don't get it. There's a girl on X who will kind of come into the picture as well, who is at first like, I've also been communicating with him. It is him. And then he's like, show me the metadata. And like, I think she like uploaded it to Twitter. I didn't want to touch, so I didn't do anything, but like she had like put like a file or something like that on there. And then she retracted and was like, I fear I got too caught up in the emotions and I may have also been catfished by this guy. And then Trisha's also saying that too.
That's insane. There are a lot of people who like do get catfished or who are used as catfishes quite a bit. Peter Mon is one of them on a bunch of apps. Like Peter literally has a highlight on his thing that says like, don't let your moms or whoever or your grandmas, like this is not me. I am only me. Like, don't let them get scammed by these people. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll screenshot it and find it. And we can see it. It's so crazy. People impersonate him all the time.
And as a straight man?
They use his pictures. Like they don't do like his name and stuff. They use something else. And I
love him.
I don't know.
Don't let your grandmas get.
I mean, he is very photogenic and he is very handsome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I love Peter. Peter, I love you so much. I need to make him a clapperboard.
For sure. So then Ronnie goes, I didn't want to do this, but the woman posted my ex-girlfriend and then threatened me after driving to my house without me knowing any of this was going down. So yeah, he definitely did not like that Brittany had a photo with Bunny and then like his ex in it. And that seemed to be like a big trigger when he saw that.
So do we know why she posted and said thankful for powerful women and put Bunny in?
I'm assuming she probably reached out to them to talk about everything. Like I would assume maybe her and I'm assuming her and Bunny are friends. So maybe just being like, okay, I'm going through this right now. I need a support. And then reached out to Soraya before this got out of hand and then just kind of like confessed. And maybe she was very supportive and being like, thanks for reaching out. Like, it's all good. That's what I'm assuming.
I know Brittany Furlan has been on Bunny's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bunny's friends with everybody, let's be honest. Yeah, so it looks like she's had her on multiple times. Yeah,
oh, yeah?
She's had, she's had her on multiple times.
Okay, so that checks. So I'm assuming that's how it went. Obviously, we don't know, but yeah, just going to assume that she probably tried to get ahead of the situation, reached out to her and said, like, listen, my bad. I was doing this and apologized. And then I guess based on the Instagram post, we can assume that the conversation went very well and Soraya was very supportive and felt bad for her. Or something
yeah, I mean,
like that, and she was thankful.
Soraya reposted it and it said, right back at you. So, I mean, like.
Yeah. So he didn't like it. That seemed to be like the trigger for whatever reason, which again, interesting because why are we so defensive? If this was a catfish and this wasn't you, the behavior just doesn't. You would think that you would also have been like one of the ones being like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Yeah.
It's like we both got scammed.
Tommy's popping off, but yeah, like it wasn't me. And, thanks for apologizing.
Well,
instead, he's like.
Exactly. Like that's usually the vibe of like, oh, someone is catfishing me as you. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so you and we're both victims. We're on the same side of this. Like, let's work together instead of like.
Figure this out.
Yeah. But instead he's like bullying her. That's so
completely.
That right there. And like a few little other things that he has said and done. And we're not even a minute into the storyline. I think it was him.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and I can't actually wait to like get to Trisha's side too because I want to hear how like all of that unfolded. I'm so curious. Anyways, he goes, she's convinced that I've been obsessed with her for years. So this could have also been the catalyst of what pissed him off because she then messages again and says, "So good to know that you have not only been obsessed with me for years, but used to talk about me all the time to your ex." I'm assuming that's Soraya. "The truth always prevails, and that's not even the half of it. Now again, this is the last time I'm going to ask you to not contact me or post about me." He said, "I'm obsessed or whatever. In fact, she's followed me on every platform. I never once followed her." So then he's just showing like follow you back or like follow her back, whatever.
Yeah, but
And he hasn't.
those are non-receipts. Like,
exactly. You can unfollow somebody and then you can quickly like screenshot it and it'll say follow back.
well, and not even that. It's like, oh, you're obsessed with me. You follow me on all platforms.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're obsessed. There's many people that I follow on all platforms and I'm not obsessed with them. Like, what? I don't like him. That's it.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
he's saying Brittany Furlan contacted my ex. So he's really upset with that. Again, I think this is going back to Soraya. His next post is, "Brittany Furlan then threatened me after. So I just asked my ex. She said, I don't even know her. She just called me and messaged me out of nowhere. You being Brittany. You messaged my ex to try to get dirt on me for exposing you. So you messaged my ex after you tried secretly a fake Snapchat me, thinking it was really me. Real cool of you."
Okay, I know the Bunny connection now because Bunny's also friends with Soraya. So Bunny was probably Bunny, will you stop being a goddamn facilitator? I have it on my to-do list today to text her. Bunny, keep being a facilitator for me.
I need to know what's going on.
So that makes sense because Bunny's friends, I'm pretty positive. I'm about to call that. That's a term of endearment. But Bunny, tell us what happened.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Bun. Yeah, so she's just feeding her cow. She's like, I don't know.
Probably.
I just friends with both of them. But so she's had both of them on the podcast multiple times.
Oh.
So
okay.
I'm thinking
so that
that's
checks.
what
She must be the common denominator.
that's what I'm thinking. Correct.
Okay, and then Ronnie must have saw that post that Soraya reposted, got pissed, reached out to her based on this story, and then Soraya said, she just reached out to me. I don't know. And then he's like, you tried to get dirt on me. So he's really pissed off about this. Really upset.
That's pretty crazy to have, like, because I don't think the way he's framing it is like, at least this is how I see it, which I already have a very, very not great opinion of this guy or impression of this guy, is that he's trying to frame it as like, oh, well, I called my ex and like she doesn't even, not me inferring so much tone, but like I called my ex and like she said she doesn't even know you and like you tried to get dirt. And in reality, if Soraya was going to go back and I keep wanting to call her Paige, if Soraya was going to go back and to him and like start talking shit, I don't think that she would have reposted the thing from Britney. I think what probably happened was she was not like how he kind of framed it, was just like, I didn't even know her prior to this and she was asking me questions and like that's it. I'm just assuming what happened. I also don't like
I think that makes sense for sure. And it kind of goes back to why are you so upset about her reaching out to other people? It's not like she was doing it behind your back, because she also did reach out to him, came clean, sent him that voice note. She's trying to get to the bottom of this. She's trying to figure out who the has deceived her this whole time. And yes, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, you were married. You probably shouldn't have been doing this to begin with. And this whole situation is embarrassing enough as it is. But you still are like, there's this, Rachel and I were talking about that yesterday, actually, like with her catfish story. It's like, there is this need for vindication and validation, and who the is behind this deceiving me, whether I was doing something deceitful or not. There was also like another party in here, and wouldn't it, as Ronnie, wouldn't you want to know who the hell that was?
Yeah, and because that creates more drama for you, and that makes you look worse, even if people are like, that's clearly not you. Like with most of the like fake ones online, like it happens to us all the time. That's why I'm happy we could finally, like, I don't love the verified and now that you can like pay for it, but I also did love it because I was like, oh, thank God, now I can, instead of trying to jump through all these hoops, Now I can actually just pay for verification on, you know, Instagram and Facebook. And that way people actually know it's me. And, you know, because it shows like you have to do ID proof and all that.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people who try to scam others using our faces. It happens with every YouTuber, every influencer, whatever. But like, wouldn't you want to put a stop to that? Like, you're also a victim here, but it's like this reaction is 100% making me think that you're not, and I don't like you, and you look like you smell like vinegar.
It is really odd because then you kind of go back though. Why would he only be like affectionate and like very attentive and engaged with her on Snapchat where it's not verified? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he, if he's very active on Instagram, why had he never ever accepted anything from her or commented in the DMs?
Because
you know
she's
what
married.
I mean? Like, it's, yeah, but like if he's doing it on Snapchat, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
clearly
people use Snapchat for that reason.
I guess so. You're right. I mean, you could put it on banish mode, I suppose. Yeah, I didn't even really think about that because, yeah, Snapchat, like, delete. I get it. Okay. All right. Let's hear from Brittany. Let's hear from Brittany. So she finally came out. I like the way that she's kind of like cut this V in that t-shirt. I don't like the strings above, but I do want to start making more of my like fun t-shirts, you know, graphic tees into like more wearable. Anyways, save that
I
for
would love
later.
to make them all into like baby tees.
Yeah, like I love this. But I do need a V-neck because our tits are so big. So like V-necks do like a lot more for us as opposed to like a high neck because then it all like looks like too congested. So if we have a V-neck, it really like, you know, anyways.
Yeah, when I'm a V-neck is a good situation when my clavicle's showing a little bit, but girl, when I'm a little bit chunkier, V-necks ain't good unless you can see my whole body because if not, then the big boobies just makes you look super swollen. Always looking swollen. Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm at
a lot of a filter on this.
A lot of filter,
I've been going through a lot in my marriage, which was none of anyone's business until this man decided to make it everyone's business because he thinks I'm obsessed with him. But I have my own receipts, which I am going to provide for you right now. On April 2nd, I messaged my friend Danny a voice note saying that I saw one of Ronnie's videos and I thought it was funny how he roasts people. And he said, I'm going to invite him to one of your comedy shows. And I said, no, he'll roast me. He probably hates me. He'll go on TikTok and make a docu-series about how much I suck. Well, here we are now, aren't we? Someone who's obsessed with somebody, why would they say no to them coming to see them? First thing. Then Danny invites him to a show anyway, even though I asked him not to. And Ronnie goes, LOL, I only roast people that talk shit to me. And he said, let's go see some comedy. Then Ronnie says, what day? I'm tracking vocals, getting tattooed. Then Ronnie hits Danny up, April 11th. Ronnie asked me when, he says he, but he meant me, you're performing next. And my friend Danny was in Austin. Like, oh, I'm the stalker, but you're asking when I'm performing next? Bruh. Then on April 24th, I go to MGK's birthday party because he's a good friend and I really like him and he's actually a nice guy. After I go to that birthday party, the next day, on the 25th, Ronnie posts this on his page. Literally the next day, I wear it better. And if you look up, him and MGK have notorious beef because he said MGK copied him with his blackout tattoo because everyone's obsessed with Ronnie. Now, mind you, I will be honest and say I thought he was funny. I've liked a couple of his posts. I've responded to a couple of his posts on Instagram. Nothing inappropriate. I've said, haha, whatever, here or there, or that's funny or whatever. But things do get more fucked up, so just wait. On April 28th, this account messages me on Snapchat. I don't see it for 2 days. It was my friend Brittany's birthday. We were having a birthday party for her, and it said, bring me a piece of cake, MF, motherfucker, right? And when they first messaged me, this video where it's like, show me your tits was the only video there. And then the next one that came was the other one that this is posted. He has said this is not him. Okay. Then they were sending me video zoom-ins going, I was like, there's no way it's really you. Video zoom-in, yeah, it's me. One thing leads to another. This is the bad part. Obviously I'm in a hotel right now. I've been going through a really tough time in my marriage, which was none of anyone's business, but he's made it everyone's business. And this person started trying to seduce me and be like, you know, you're so much hotter than my girlfriend. Like he's like, you know, you're my dream girl. He's like, we can have a secret thing as long as you don't snitch. Why would a catfish worry about me snitching? But okay. And then also the day that I had a podcast, sent me a Zoom in video going, have a good podcast, babe. I mean, there were so many things that I've showed my friend Brittany, but conveniently Snapchat deletes after 24 hours. I did not save things because I didn't want to be shady, and I'm in a vulnerable place. And so yeah, but he says this isn't him. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I don't give a like, bro, like, I don't fucking care. It's a catfish. Cool. I got catfish. Why are you still harassing me? Why are you sending me hundreds of messages? Why are you trolling me? I don't give a I unfollowed you. Leave me alone. That's it. Okay, part 2. So basically, I told my husband everything. I said, you know, I've been talking to whoever I thought this was on Snapchat. He says it's not him. Cool, whatever. Because I'm a good person. I mean, I'm not a good person for talking to someone while I'm married. I've been going through a lot in my marriage, no excuse, whatever. I come clean to my husband. My husband freaks out, messages him. That's how this all started. And this is where he says, I didn't even know she followed me on here. Never messaged, never spoke to her. Doesn't know I followed him on here, but then sends me a message saying, we've been keeping a record of you liking my stuff for weeks. Bro. Go to John 5's profile, Danny Loner, any of my husband's friends. I like all their shit.
Yeah.
I like all my friends' shit because
So that was one thing that I was going to say before, that it's a non-receipt as well, because it's like, oh, she liked a shirtless picture. You know how many...
Get over yourself.
Yeah, you know how many, like, pictures of hot people me and Tony like? Like, that's not weird. It's also just like, oh, it's like it's being supportive. And yeah, you could be a creep, of course. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're not a creep, but it also doesn't mean that you are. You know? I really, should I ask Bunny? I'm gonna ask her. I bet she's just gonna be like, girl, you know I can't answer that. Okay.
I'm supportive. I message fucking everybody. I'm in everybody's DMs all the time. Girls, guys, whatever. I love people. You're not special. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you. You're not fucking special. Here's him saying, I just want to prove the inconsistencies here. I never knew she followed me on here. And then sends me a message saying, we've been keeping track of you following me for weeks, and we've been talking shit about you to Manson's wife and Jonathan Davis's wife. Bro, I don't care. I don't give a actual fuck.
And I never made a video, and I was never in a fucking video. Don't you fucking dare bring my name into this. You're a fucking liar. You're stalking me. And we have weeks and weeks of... I mean, me and my girlfriend have been talking about this for weeks. I've been showing her you messaging me for weeks. We've been talking about this for weeks. We've been talking about it to Jonathan Davis's wife, to Marilyn Manson's wife for weeks. They all know about this, that you've been liking all my shirtless pictures, that you've been stalking me at the med spa.
Okay, and the last thing I want to address is that
Okay, we'll get into the med spa of it all in a second. So he didn't know about this catfish situation, but yet he's been keeping track of her liking
For
his
weeks?
and other people's stuff for weeks. And then also saying like, oh yeah, we've been making fun of you for interacting with my Instagram story. It's like,
Get over yourself. What a
like
piece of
why? Why?
Yeah, why? Yeah, why?
Why? It
Why, Ronnie?
seems like,
Ugh, this guy is insufferable.
girl, it seems like this was his backup plan.
Yeah, he's covering the bases.
Ooh, don't like it. Don't like it. One
Don't
bit.
like it.
he said I stalked him at a med spa that I've been going to for probably almost a year now. And I stopped in there one day on the way to my podcast to pick up some lotion that my injector had set aside for me. And I wanted to talk to her about it because I have wrinkles on my neck. Okay, I'm getting older, whatever. He walks out. That's the last person I would ever expect to be getting, I don't know what he gets, injections, Botox, whatever. That's the last fucking person I would ever expect to be there. But I'm stalking you? what? I would never even think to ask anybody about you getting injections. Like, how does that make any sense to anyone? And since this whole thing has happened, he's messaged me 400,000 times. Like, doth protest too much, bro. I don't give a leave me alone. You've blown up my whole life on social media. This is embarrassing for me, embarrassing for my husband. This whole thing is embarrassing. I've been going through struggling with shit at home. I'm in a hotel. Like, leave us alone, bro. Like, if you want people to be obsessed with you, like, I don't know, get another hobby, dude. This is just some serious narcissist shit. I'm done. Anyone can think of it what they will. All good.
Aw.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't know if I would say narcissist because I know that word's thrown around a bunch and I truly don't know if that applies here, but and I'm not saying it doesn't, I'm saying I don't know, but it 100% is egotistical in my opinion. And it's weird behavior. Like if it's,
I think egotistical is a great word for it, babe.
Yeah.
I think that like his ego is
it's a weird reaction.
insane.
And I think that if it truly wasn't him, then it could have, like, he would have had a different reaction of like, okay, so I'm a victim in this too, and that's not me. Like, let's figure out who it is. Like the fact that he's not trying to figure out who it is. That's another red flag. So, girl, it be looking like communist China up in here with all these red flags.
Okay, so this is where he's trying to show his receipts, okay? So we have our theories right now, obviously, but here's Ronnie trying to show that he's never had Snapchat.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's replying to a TikTok that says, just show us on the App Store in the app history that you've never had Snapchat and it'll clear you.
You know what's
He
funny?
doesn't do that though, because like usually when you've already downloaded it, it will show like the little cloud and then the arrow down to like re-download. If you've never downloaded it, it'll be like purchase or buy or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He goes like, you'll see, he goes through like all these different ways of, I don't know, trying to prove that he's never had it through his like purchase history. And it's like, you don't purchase Snapchat. You download it. It's free.
But the way this video is even set up, you know, he was like, okay, start filming from over there. And then I'm going to have you come over.
What an idiot when he's just like, come here. I got something to
come
show
over
you.
here. Also, we just got a response. So, we just had a little meeting. Sorry about that. We had to converse with a source. But Bunny XO would like to say on the record regarding Ronnie that every dog has its day. And I would like to say that, Ronnie, if you're a dog, we're the vet and you're about to get euthanized.
That was good, babe. Chelsea's like, I have something to say.
And you'll really like it. Listen.
You're going to love it. And I did.
Yeah.
Bend over. Oh, we're the vet. We're the equestrian vet coming right up your butthole.
We should have had gloves so we could like snap it and be like, let's go.
That'd been good. Yeah.
Let me get in that butthole.
I'm glad that we heard, a couple things here. I think it just is it was reaffirming that we're on the right path.
Yeah, we do think that that's important. And obviously when anyone tells us if something is off the record, we are going to respect that. I mean, that's 100% like journalistic integrity here, even though there's some who were like, oh, commentary channels and podcasts are in no way, shape, or form journalists. If I'm not a journalist, why do I have this microphone?
I wouldn't say in no way, shape, or form. Like, please. Anyways.
It's a type of journalism.
100%.
Maybe not.
If you're getting out there and like, no, it's not like always the most ethical. I think like in terms of like with our podcast that we've been doing, not this one. We're always like,
not this one. Not this one.
But Elizabeth, like we've tried to be, like in line with the journalism as much as we can. So let's not say absolutely not.
Yeah.
And invalidate our feelings.
Or our work. All right, let's get back into it. Because you know what? I support her in this.
He's summoning us over. Let's hear what Ronnie's got to say.
Okay, let's go back to this ass boy.
Come here.
Last video I'm going to make about this, guys. Like, I want to be over it. I'm done with it too. But this is a very good point that this person is making. Come over here. This is my phone. You can see my phone, right? Here's my phone. Look.
Like he thinks he's
this
eating.
Is my phone. Okay. My phone. Ronnie Radke. I'm going to edit some of this out so you can't see my personal information. Okay. Okay. Apps. I'm going to try to hide this email as best as I can. Purchase
Tinder,
history.
the #1 on there.
Purchase history. Okay. Last 90 days. Let's just do it this way.
See, this is what
Paid.
pisses me off. Okay, when you go back on it and it shows the Tinder, it shows the little cloud and the re-download. So obviously he had downloaded Tinder before. He's got it deleted from his phone right now. But if you were wanting to download it again, it would show it. So then the other ones above that, he had never downloaded before. And you can see how it looks different.
Yeah.
If he had just searched Snapchat, it would show if he had never had a Snapchat before, because you wouldn't have that cloud with the arrow to re-download.
Also, he said he's like, let's look at the last 90 days. But what if you've had it for longer than that?
I think he does also show that. I just wanted to point out that,
it's weird
first of all, he's already an idiot. We knew this.
Okay. So oh my God. Why does he go to purchase history?
Right?
Why doesn't he go to apps?
Why doesn't he go to the apps?
Girl, that's so dumb. Purchase history that doesn't show the apps that you have downloaded. I'm literally,
exactly.
I have a problem. I have a really big problem. Don't do it.
What?
If you go into purchase history, you're going to see how much money you and I spend on mobile games.
Oh, no. Get out. Get out.
Okay, but no, like this, I love that we're doing this because that's literally what it is. It's how much, oh
no, I don't want to look. No, I'm literally getting hives. And my back just got sweaty and so did my palms. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And it's irrelevant right now.
So dumb. But then if I go to apps, that's where it shows every app that I've ever downloaded. And then it shows not on this iPhone. So yeah, if he would have just gone into all and then searched Snapchat, that is so dumb.
He's such a loser. And especially like that's not what this person said when he's like, this person made a great point. That's not what this person said. They said go into your app history, not your purchase history, you dumb
Okay, so through this entire video, he doesn't go into the apps.
I don't believe so.
And
no,
free.
let's.
That's the only two options. Last 90 days? No.
Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so he says, go into purchase history. Okay, so showing cost, free and paid. Now apply. It doesn't change anything. It still shows.
Does it show like free apps that you have in there?
Okay, so yes, it does.
Okay.
But, so it's not every app has you do that. So that's apps that there are microtransactions in. So when you download.
So does Instagram show up?
Well, yeah, because you can like do gifts and, you can purchase stuff through Instagram, but are you purchasing things through Snapchat?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, because that's where a lot of people are funneling like their OFs and stuff. Like not even OF, like they're funneling their, like spicy content over there.
So this
Snapchat is paying out insane.
So yeah, this shows when you would have downloaded it. It shows like the day you downloaded it. Like on April 4th, I downloaded the game Bus Escape Traffic Jam. I have a problem. And then Easy Fill Gas Delivered, which I deleted because I don't need to get my gas delivered. Tony just fills up my car.
Oh, I thought that was a game.
You thought I was playing a game where I'm delivering gas? I wouldn't put it past me. There's also one called All in Whole, which is not what you think. It's where there's a hole on the ground and you have to move the hole around and have stuff drop into it. And then as you have stuff drop into it, it gets bigger and the like items are bigger. So then you go, someone take my phone from me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how I like.
No, I know, me too, babe. I need them all.
How I
anytime,
relax,
especially
okay?
like anytime Kelsey says anything about it, like, hey, a game. I'm like, yep, yep. I
Did
literally
you
don't,
download
can never have
Good
a shortage.
Sorting Match 3?
No, I haven't yet. But I'm on Cookie something. That's the one I got to play today.
What's Cookie?
Cookie Jam, I think. I don't know. Kelsey just told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it right now. You want all my money? Okay, yeah. So
fuck.
the thing is though.
Wait, we might be getting too caught up. We might be getting too caught up.
No, because I have something.
Okay.
And it's not crabs. So this is going to sound pretentious. Most people in this industry have more than one phone. And typically,
oh, yeah, I know where you're going with this. If you're being a dirty, dirty cheat, you would put your other things on the other phone.
And it would be hooked up to a different Apple ID because you want to keep those separate.
Wouldn't you be able to, and wouldn't you be able to search it? See, like what I'm curious about is I would want to know somebody who has his number, plug it into their Snapchat because that's how you can find contacts from Snapchat. You put like I could plug in your phone number right now, search for you on Snapchat, and then it'll tell me if you have one or not based on your phone number.
But not but not if you don't have your phone number associated with that.
And I get that
so
now.
He probably doesn't.
Right. So we could this is debunking really nothing if he isn't using the main phone, which is this phone, which is not showing anything.
And listen.
But that means he would have to have a different Apple ID associated with it as well, right?
Yeah. So like I have an Apple ID associated with both of my phones. And I use that one for like mostly for like content stuff. Cause like there's times where I'm like looking at something on my phone and then I have my Apple ID or my other iPhone too for like filming stuff, right? I have those two phones, that computer, this iPad, all connected to the same Apple ID. So let me tell you what happens when Sherilyn FaceTimes me. It sounds like my house is going to blow up. Because it rings on everything. And it is terrifying. It is so jarring. However, most people who have two phones have two different cell phone numbers and have it associated with two different Apple IDs. Because the reason why you would have two phones is to keep it separate. So you have like your work phone and your personal phone. I don't have two different numbers. So basically my work phone is like a miniature iPad basically. And it still connects to Wi-Fi obviously. So like I use it a lot when I'm at home or, just to like keep stuff separate, but it's not really separate because it's linked to the same account. So both of everything shows on each phone. Listen, I don't know. But also I do want to say before when I made the point of we would need to know if he was zooming in and it was written on the screen or if he said it with his mouth hole, his face hole, that one.
Yeah.
She specifically said, I think she would have questioned it more and like not believe that it was him if he typed it on the screen. So I am 99% positive. I'm 100% sure that he did say it with his mouth hole, that he verbally said
which
it.
Is why she believed it so much. Because Brittany believed it so much. And she said that she's brought that up numerous times.
Yeah.
That being the thing, right? Like
Yeah, so I don't think that that right there has to be even more frustrating because it's like, you're lying. So that just adds a whole nother aspect to this, Brittany.
And again, if we're playing devil's advocate here and we're saying that he didn't have it and he's not, that goes back to maybe he's not, but why are you acting like this and not as upset that somebody is like because he's doing this?
Girl, he's about to tour with with Manson. He's a shitty person. If you're associating with Marilyn Manson, you're a garbage human being. That person's quite literally a predator. Spook City, all right? But
he's just garbage.
He's a clout goblin, though, because I think that's why we both agree, that's why we think he's doing all this. Is to like look tough and like, oh, look at this woman and blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to his
And
non-receipts.
why does he have this roll of tape right beside? Anyways, keep going with your facts, your receipts.
This year alone, 2025.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Apply. Okay?
Oh, he does.
Snap.
Hold on. What's he spending money on?
I don't know, but he did plug in Snapchat and nothing came up. But again, like you said, it could be a different phone. Who knows?
Chat. 2025, this year, none. Okay. Next. Okay. Next. Last year, free, paid. The only options, see? Free, paid, apply. Okay. Whatnot. Okay, cool. Let's go. Snapchat. Snapchat. Nothing. Last year. Okay. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, boom. Custom. Okay, we did 25 and 24. 23. All year. All year. Free paid. Only 2 options. Apply. Snapchat. Nothing. Okay? By the way, the type, it's all the types. Everything. Okay? 2023. 2022, all year. Huh, this is so wild. I have to do this shit, dude. Snapchat. Okay? Nothing. 2022. I know. I hate to bore you guys if anybody's still here watching this. 2021, all year. Boom. Free paid. Go here, search for Snapchat. Snapchat. Okay? Cool, man. Let's search for Grindr next. Okay, it's 2021. 2020, all year. Okay? Okay? Snapchat. No results, guys. Custom. 2019, all year. I don't know why it doesn't let you do like one full fucking, you know what I mean? Like all time, it doesn't let you do that. I had to go through, I tried, but it doesn't, nothing. 2019. I can keep going. Custom. 2018, all fucking year. Okay. Apply. Snapchat. Okay. Nothing. Okay, we're gonna do one more. And if you guys don't fucking believe me at this point, dude, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You guys are out of your goddamn minds. It's fucking ridiculous. It's 2017, dude. Okay. Look at that Bumble account. Holy crap. That's embarrassing. Snapchat. Nothing. Okay, so there you go. Have a wonderful day. See you guys later.
I'm
Wonderful day.
I'm still of the I still think that he has it on a different phone, because if you weren't doing it from like a verified one, you didn't want people to know you were on there, if you weren't talking to them on Instagram, like it was clearly being hidden.
And she's also saying that in the first interaction, he was like, if you don't be shady, if you keep it on the DL.
Is that what
Like,
he's-
obviously, he was already thinking about that.
Yeah, no, of course. Because he don't want
Yeah.
crazy ass Tommy Lee coming for him.
Or his girlfriend to also find out. Okay, so wait, let's listen to the very last one that I have here, and then we'll listen to Trisha. That's not in the doc because that just came through, but this is him trying to show that this is how it could have looked like somebody else was acting as him.
Hey guys, I said I wouldn't make another video, but someone just DM'd me something really important, and I think it's really important that Brittany, if you're watching this, and you are, you need to see this. I'm really sorry. I just realized you definitely fell for some crazy shit. Check this out. This guy asked me, hey, do you want to see how these catfish are using your face to change blah, blah, blah? I can send you 2 parts so you can see how it looks for the person receiving it. Okay, cool.
Okay, let me show you. I just downloaded the last reel from your Instagram page, put it on this app. Then you get like the video. It's like, I just cut it to 21 seconds. Then you're going on select. Then you need to turn it to the Snapchat format. Do an accept on a Snapchat sign, and there you go. It's you with sound. I will show you. I will send it to my wife, and I will send you another video. Okay, that's now from my wife's phone. You see 17 seconds. Opening it, and it's. I don't know how. And it looks like, if I go in it, it looks like it was like from yourselves.
There you have it, guys.
No, that isn't there you have it, guys. Because
No,
all
because she
that
said
does,
that you spoke to her.
yeah, all that does is change the format. Literally, babe, you don't need a separate app for that. You can just take a screen recording and then just upload it straight to Snapchat. Like and just zoom in, girl. You don't need like, oh, let me reformat this, and oh, look, this is how the catfishes are making look like it's you. No, because and if anyone falls for that, then they're dumb. But how did those people get that video of you? it was probably on your TikTok or your Instagram story. Okay, so those people would then go to it and be like, oh, wow, okay, this is just reposted. Like, this is some of the dumbest, like, we talk about dumb non-receipts all the time. This is dumb. I thought he was going to show, like, someone doing, like, some crazy deep fake.
I did too.
Hey, you know what? There's 50 seconds left. Maybe he's going to do that.
All right. Okay.
There's your there it is. Holy there you go. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Now we can leave it alone now. They just keep sending me stuff as it come in, and I feel like it's very compelling evidence, guys. They're changing, they do crazy shit nowadays. So once again, for the last time, I'm super sorry that you got duped and stuff like that. And genuinely, I'm not trying to be sarcastic right now. I genuinely feel bad, and I'm sorry. And once again, I'm sorry that I yelled at you. I mean, you can only understand that I'm mad, and I'm sorry to Tommy and everything, man. Tommy, man, I'm not doing this to you, and I can hope that you can somehow be cordial with me, dude. You know what I mean? Love your band, so see you guys.
Where was that energy from the get-go? When he's like, you can understand how it does, and it's like, can we?
No,
can we understand?
No, I can't understand.
Like, you got rage issues, and all of a sudden, like, you trying to prove your point is like dragging a woman, and embarrassing her.
Yeah, that
even
doesn't
worse.
That doesn't explain how Britney would have gotten a video of you zooming into your face and you verbally saying, "Good luck on your podcast, babe."
Yeah, I can't get past that.
Like,
can't.
And also, okay, here's a good one. So what he could have done is he could have taken, because let's say it was like dubbed over or something like that, which that also would have been a red flag for her. And she would have been like, hey, that's not your voice. I know what your voice sounds like. What he could have done if it wasn't him and they just like took a video from his Instagram story of him doing like a little mirror thirst trap, is he could have gone back in his Instagram story archive and actually been like, no, look, this is the video that they took that from, or blah, blah, blah. Like, those would have been receipts, but those don't exist. It's like when Amazon sends you a package and they say it's delivered, but it's not delivered. And they're like, do you have proof that it wasn't delivered? And it's like, there's nothing in my hand, so this is the proof.
That is my proof.
Yeah. I hate that.
While we're still on Britney, though, because I'm looking back in some of the things that didn't make it into the folder yet, because I think I saw this yesterday. My heart actually really hurts for her, because she's said he has been relentless to her. Like, now if you want to talk about somebody stalking, he is not giving up. And again, this kind of goes back to us.
He's still going on and on and on about it.
Why the are you still going on and saying awful things?
She's even said, after she came out with her thing, her statement, like, I'm sorry, this is embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. And like, she's going through the breakup with Tommy, which wasn't even from this entire situation, apparently. It's because of, their toxic ass relationship. And imagine going through that and then have it become public, and because of this guy, but then also being like so embarrassed about all of this, like, it sucks. And now more is coming out about him, so let's go ahead and go over that.
This is what's it's upsetting, and I feel for her, because like you just said, like she said, this is embarrassing enough, and he's the one who's trying to make her look like this psycho stalker. She's apologized so many times, and he's just like relentless in her DMs, like being awful. So Brittany says, if you want to cause me public humiliation and pain, then that's your decision. Like I said, I'm sorry that I was fooled, and I'm sorry for anything that is done to you. I don't want to be communicated with anymore. I've told everyone it wasn't you. I don't know what more to do. And that's true. Like she said, okay, like it wasn't you, Like, this is embarrassing enough. I guess I got. Publicly humiliating someone on a private matter is a whole other issue. This isn't public right now, but if you make it public, it's going to become a way bigger thing. I also have an anxiety disorder, a severe one, and she has talked about that a lot when I used to see her stuff back on TikTok. I don't know if she's on TikTok anymore because I haven't seen it as much, but she would talk a lot about like anxiety, a lot of things that I could relate to, and I appreciated that. But so I can't even imagine going through something like this. This is causing me a lot of stress and pain. I would really like peace, and I just wish that we could just let this go and move on with our lives, and you'll never hear from me again. He says, I'm not going to go public with it. I told you I put it on my child. If you just fucking come clean. He spelled cum, C-U-M. I believe you now. You're not lying. I believe you. I will go fucking public. I will not go public. I put that on my child. I will not go public. Wow. So he said that a bunch and then goes public. I just want the screenshot because I feel violated, dude. Like, what the fuck? I don't know why you would believe that would be me. There's one post and it's from my TikTok, dude. That's one post on there. Also, maybe I do believe you now on this fucking TikTok. You know, they can make my lips move and say because this is another voice note, say things. It wasn't me. I really want you to believe it was not me. I literally swear on my daughter and my dead brother that I did not message you one time ever in my life. And I wouldn't do that to a married man. And I also have a girlfriend. And if you were to do that, I would have never told my girlfriend about any of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have just kept this a secret and it would just have been me, you, and Tommy who would have known. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I want you to know that it was not me that was doing this. I'm sure you know that by now. She says, honestly, Ronnie, I'm in a really tough spot in my life right now, and I really don't have an answer for you, and I don't know how much more I can talk about this right now. So don't worry, you won't hear from me again, and I'll do my best to, get Tommy to apologize. Like I said, I'm not there. I'm not living there right now, so, I can't guarantee it. But, this is terrible. Okay, so now this is making sense. Sorry, I'm a idiot. This was before he ended up going on. So she's trying to diffuse the situation, be like, I'm sorry, this was my thing.
And he's saying that he's not going to go public about it.
Swear on my kid, he said. Not like we needed more, that this guy's garbage, but she says, please stop contacting me. I don't even have a contact over there. Everyone knows about my husband's alcoholism. Please. Oh yeah, because he accused her of going to TMZ to leak the story. He says, okay, you liar. She said, you have literally no idea what's been going on in my marriage. For how long? Leave me alone. Do not contact me again. He said, well, maybe try not being a slimy fucking weirdo, you scumbag. Bye for now. She said, I'd really like to move on from this in peace. Please let me know if we can do that. So then he keeps going on, he's looking for everything, and just keeps going through receipts, being like, you've been stalking me, da-da-da. She said, stop contacting me in big letters. And then this is when he's really hung up on this, that post that she made with Bunny and Soraya on it. Because he replies to that and says, bitch, I'm not playing with you.
So my thought is, if you didn't do anything to your ex, and if it was an okay split, why does seeing Soraya on her Instagram and
trigger you so much?
Yeah, why does that trigger you, Ronald?
Then there's there's a little clip here from this voice note. It says, Brittany, you're in a lot of trouble, my dear. Watch your back. She put question mark. She goes, for what? He says, none of this is a threat. It's just a warning. Shut the up because I will bury you. She says, I'm so lost. Yeah, because you're a stupid,
a lot of threats.
Because you're a stupid. What a piece of fucking shit. Oh my God. Okay, now are we going to enter the side quest people? Do you want to start with Trisha or do you want to start with Alexa?
Yes. Hold on. I have the one that I just sent that said, the Snapchats Britney fell for, and it's like an AI video or something. It does not look good. But also,
I think this was somebody clowning. I saw it today.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're joking and saying but they're also saying this is how bad they looked. But I don't think they looked that bad. I think they looked real.
I would not have. Yeah, I wouldn't.
And then there's this one that he responded to. So he responded to this girl, AshBash88, and he said, girl, I have irrefutable evidence.
Okay, guys, the amount of people that have seen that video of me talking about Brittany Furlan and Ronnie Radke is insane. So wasn't expecting that at all. I have 400 followers. So if you were offended by my video, this is my first time even knowing who Ronnie Radke is. I have been an avid follower of Brittany for a long time with her This Is the Worst podcast. I love her podcast, but I know that she's in the wrong. Regardless if it was a catfish or if it really was Ronnie, she got caught and it's embarrassing. And I'm just I honestly can't wrap my head around the fact that she actually fell for that. And so I'm just oh, well, what if this happened? Didn't take it seriously, nothing like that. So if I had a big following, then I would not have just thrown that out to the internet. For God's sake, I had the worst filter on there. Like, it was the ugliest filter I've ever seen. So, like, I really thought that only 2 people are going to see it. So, chill out, everybody. Have a great day. It's all going to be good. And in the end, like, it'll all come out. So it doesn't really matter.
I just wanted to include that because I feel like that's, like, not only a weird take of, like, she's in the wrong. And it's like, how are y'all saying that she's in the wrong? And, like, how that person said, even if it was really him or even if it wasn't him. And it's like, how is she in the wrong?
I think they're meaning because she's married and she should have been, like, having secret, like, you know, conversations with somebody else behind, like, her husband's back. And she admitted that too, like, being like,
sure. Like,
I wasn't, like, we
infidelities.
weren't gonna, you know, I'm gonna go. Yeah. And that's irrelevant. Again, not to excuse it or anything like that. But if you are going through, like, a really horrible situation, that does make you more vulnerable for somebody who's, like, reaching out to you and, you know, making you feel better if you're feeling like shit about yourself. Is it the right thing to do? Of course not. If, like, people could go back and change and do things differently, they would. But there are situations that happen like that in life and in relationships where you could be really, really down and, like, feel like absolute garbage about yourself. And maybe, you know, contemplating, like, whether, you know, like, what you want to do. It's not as easy as being like, okay, like, I don't feel good, I'm gonna leave. Like, no, sometimes your self-esteem and your self-worth is so beat down that you can't, you don't think that you can ever get out of it. And if somebody catches you in that moment, it can seem really tempting, and you probably won't always make, like, the best decisions. Do I think that she absolutely, like, loved Tommy? Clearly, even especially with all of that stuff that was going on, like, with Pam coming out with her documentary and stuff like that, you know, it was, like, really clear that she loved him. They used to actually make, like, really adorable TikToks too, like seeing him in the background and stuff like that. I don't doubt that, but maybe that actually is interesting because I used to see so much of her stuff, and there's definitely been a shift because I, like, stopped seeing him and then haven't seen her as much either. But okay, all right, if you want to say she's in the wrong, great. But the way that this man has taken over this situation to, oh my God, I can't even imagine when you already are clearly in a vulnerable state, feeling like absolute trash.
Yeah. And I think,
and then you have a man like this on social media.
Yeah. But
not even on social media, even those DMs are horrific, threatening you.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's I think he's being a clout goblin. It's, you know, the marketing aspect of it. Like we said, it's interesting that convenient rather, that he just announced that he's going on tour with Marilyn Manson, and then that he has, like, the other projects or whatever coming out too. Like, I think that's why he's continuing to keep it going, because it's like, oh, well, now I never had any idea who he was before this. And
Neither
not saying,
and
like,
I'm seeing so many people say that. Yeah, not saying that, like, whatever you've done is, like, irrelevant. Like, I'm sure, like, in his, like, genre or whatever, like, you must be known. But I'm not at all surprised about his history of, like, violence.
You know what I am surprised about?
Like,
you know what I am surprised about is the other people who have said that they've been catfished by someone either pretending to be him or him acting like it's not him. And one of them is our Lord and Savior, Trisha Paytas.
Did you see the Brittany Furlan tea that has gone on the past few days? I've kind of been obsessed with the story because I'm literally so confused.
I'm so shocked you're obsessed with it. I didn't think I was like, I should not be the one to talk about this because obviously Brittany and I have, like, a past where I could be a little biased.
Do you? How do I not remember?
Kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of runs like she really hates me. Like, she really.
Does she?
Yeah. And then, you know me, back in the day, I was a little, like, quick to snap back at it, you know. And then, of course, this situation happened.
And Brittany did comment on this TikTok. I just took a screenshot of it and said, Trish, I don't hate you.
Aww.
Yeah.
You know, when you already have, like, an issue with someone and then something like this happens, I was like, yeah, but I was glued to it all weekend as well. And Moses, actually, I think you were the first person to send me something about it.
Yeah.
And I know everyone involved. Like, I was a fan of Tommy Lee, which is why Brittany hated me to begin with, because I love Pamela Anderson. Ronnie Radke, been catfished by Ronnie Radke myself. Like, he's been.
Wait, that is crazy.
Yes. Oh, I was hardcore catfish by Ronnie Radke. Yeah,
like someone impersonating him.
Yes, he's notorious. Well, we can say the story, but he is notorious for having a lot of catfishes. But I was in like a relationship with him for like 6 months.
Whoa!
And a catfish. I know. I never actually tell the story because I always like con on Moses. Moses had gotten catfish. We've both been catfished victims. But when he got catfish, I was making fun of him so much. But years prior, I had gotten only just a year prior. I had also gotten catfish. I thought I was a little smarter, huh?
Didn't you also date Post Malone? Or who else was
That was Gabby Hanna.
Who else?
Moses. That's diabolical. Oh,
Gabby Hanna thought she was in a relationship with Post Malone.
No, he goes, weren't you in a relationship with Post Malone? And she goes, no, I think that was Gabby Hanna.
I do not know that, but
I swear, girl, he will say during the podcast, and I'm like, it's just like one-off things, and it's
his knowledge of pop culture is like insanity. I love it.
And then sometimes he'll say something, and Trisha's like, "What? How do you know?" Girl,
I know, I love that.
He clocked it with "Good morning, Baltimore." Who was she? What was that? Nikki Blonsky. Because Trish and Oscar.
Hi, it's Nikki Blonsky
from Hairspray.
Ew.
So Oscar and Trish were going off and saying like, oh my gosh, it's like so amazing and blah, blah, blah. And like, we're just such big fans of her. And
yeah, wasn't he like, she's racist? Girl, he was the one who knew about it.
He waited until they had gone for 10 minutes. And he was like, she committed a hate crime in the airport. And they're like, what the fuck? Why didn't you stop us?
I saw that clip. Oh my God. Okay. No, we have to get back into this. What the hell?
Who else? I probably did. Who else? Not Post Malone. That's wild. Did I get catfished by someone else?
There was somebody else you were talking to that was like, and you weren't sure if it was or not.
Oh.
I think it was.
Not Post Malone.
There's somebody. Who
Maybe
was
like another rocker or something.
I don't know. Something like that.
When I was with you, when I knew you, when I was like friends with you?
No, before. You just mentioned it, that it happened. Like for a few messages or something.
Yeah, usually pretty quick, yes. You got catfished by a Vanessa Hudgens picture one time. I remember he showed me his catfish profile. He's like, this is the girl I'm talking to. I'm like, that's Vanessa Hudgens.
But I was like, the tiny picture in the... No, this person sends hundreds. I love it. This person sends hundreds of pictures of somebody that's not them. But, but that's why I felt bad for her. If she was catfish, I feel really bad for her.
Okay, so we should set up the story.
Yes. Okay, so for context, Brittany Furlan, who is a former Vine star and is still married to Tommy Lee, have reportedly split. And
we can fast forward a bit to where Trisha talks about her story.
And on both of their sides, some people are convinced it's Ronnie because they're like, because people hate Ronnie. He had a really big, they like love him or hate him. He's really polarizing. They used to like, he's had like he always comes across like he hates his fans. Like that's the vibe. And that's kind of why I was like, oh, I was kind of over him too. But, so people like really like him or don't like him. So a lot of people like, that's Ronnie. He's gross. He would do that, blah, blah, blah. And then there's people who just like love Ronnie and like would defend him. It's so tough because I think.
But it happened to you.
Yes. Okay.
So that already puts a new perspective on this, that these things does happen. People do catfish under his name.
And yes. And I think it's been proven to another girl. The catfish had gone to another girl, and like this person is obviously it's not real. How I found out I was catfish because I thought I was talking. This was like in my era of like I was like, oh yeah, because I love Pamela Anderson obviously. So I loved. I had like a little like I want to be with like a Tommy Lee person. So I was like anybody with tattoos and like greasy in a band. I was like so all about it. So it was I think it was 2019, my personal crash out era where I was it was like. Just all the people with tattoos and just greasy and everything. I was like that. So, I remember I got reached out to by Ronnie Radke and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't know him because I didn't know like the bands. I know I'm a fake emo, but I was still excited. I was like, oh my God, this guy looks like Tommy Lee or whatever. And it was add me on Snapchat. So I still had my Snapchat in 2019 and we were like snapping. And it's so funny how she was like, he would send me videos, like have a good podcast. And that's how it was. Like it would be videos.
So crazy.
So, and this is before like, the AI
deep fakes. Yeah, yes. I was kind of trying to research, and he even Ronnie on TikTok has like reacted to deep fakes of himself that look really convincing.
So realistic.
So, yeah.
Whoever this person was looked so realistic to me. Like it was crazy. I wish I had them like saved or whatever. There was another guy that was like really big into like the emo bands. He knew all about him. He's like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And so when he came out to LA, like whatever, he was a musician as well. He's like, it's so crazy you're talking to him. And this guy would be like dark. He'd be like in the dark, but he sounded just like him. He would send videos and he'd be like, love you, babe. Like just like crazy. It's like, oh my God, it's so weird. But we can never meet up. And he's like, I'm always on tour. I'm always this. Like, I can't do it. Like, you should come out on the road with me. All this stuff like that. And so I think I ended up going to a show. And I remember being like, he invited me, but then like kind of ghosted me when I came to the show. I forgot where it was, like Phoenix or something like that. And I was like trying to get in and I wasn't on a list. I was like, oh, that's so weird. Then I had another friend who was in a band playing. God, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now, but he had like tattoos too, and he was also playing. I was like, hey, can you tell Ronnie I'm here? Like, he's expecting me, like I'm not on the list or something. It's so weird, and he's like not answering his Snapchat and have his phone number or something like that. And so, anyways, like, yeah, like I know Ronnie, like I'll like go tell him you're here, because this person also knew me. And then he came out and he's like, I don't think Ronnie knows you. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, we've been talking.
Oh my
and
God.
he's like, don't know her and something. I don't even know. It was so weird. It was so long ago. And yeah, I don't know. But anyways, he obviously didn't know me. And obviously I was like, okay, that was so embarrassing.
Crazy.
And yeah, we never FaceTimed. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like a lot of people are clocking Brittany because it's like, okay, you never FaceTimed. You never like, you know what I mean? Because anyone, like Aaron Carter, like any of those people I had met, like we FaceTimed right away and you could like just see and tell, you know,
Yeah.
Instagram live. If he was live, I'd go live. Like you could just know it's real. But I do feel bad for her because when you're in it, you kind of just believe it, especially because she is well known as well.
World, yeah.
Yeah, so she knows Machine Gun Kelly, she knows all the people. So it like, wouldn't it be far fetched? It's not like he's the most famous person in the whole world. It's not Gerard Way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel for her. I think my opinion is she probably got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Obviously. Came clean to Tommy, which I don't mind that part. She tells him, but then Tommy's harassing him. I get why he's coming out with all the receipts.
Okay. So the
Same
thing
kind of takes.
So the thing is though is that apparently he has a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were I still think it's him. Okay? I
don't.
What?
I don't. No. I don't, but I don't think that excuses
the way he's acting.
Absolutely not. Like, this is insane. This is unhinged to threaten her. And again, it goes back. Yes, we can have like all day. We can argue like, was she in the right? Was she in the right? Well, of course, that's, I think in hindsight, she would obviously do things very differently. But we also don't know like what her intimate experiences were in her home, what led her to the situation that it did. And I think it was a catfish. So that makes it even worse and makes his behavior, in my opinion, even worse.
Yeah. Yes.
Than being this catfish.
Yeah.
I think what he's doing is deplorable. Like, you're kicking somebody who's clearly already very down and making this about you. Would I be upset and like kind of scared if like Tommy was coming at me the way that he was? But then he's like, oh, bro, like it wasn't me. But then calling Brittany skank bitch, like threatening her, saying I'm gonna bury you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like no actions of you like stepping out or like, you know, kind of testing anything, seeking, you know, maybe some comfort or something like that at a bad time deserves you being threatened. Because, from the person.
Because it's like, hey, if you, let's say that it isn't him, then why are you saying all this stuff of like, you skank, blah, 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 when it's like, and like, I'm going to bury you. It's like, no, buddy. And again, in the scenario that it isn't him at all, it's like, she already said like, oh, well, maybe this is a catfish then, like, whatever, like, I'm embarrassed, all that. Then, okay, why are you acting like this? Like, I'm going to bury you. How dare you? And it's like,
why wouldn't it be, hey, can you please send me like the number that was corresponded to that so that I can look further into this? Because clearly like this is somebody impersonating me and this is, you know, like they're clearly doing this to other people. We're not going to get into it in this episode. We're going to wrap it up. But there is another girl on TikTok not TikTok, on Twitter or X, if you will. She initially was like also believing that she was communicating with Ronnie on Snapchat. And this Ronnie was saying like, very nasty, raunchy shit to her. Like, I think she's an OF model anyways. So maybe that was like, he was like thinking that was like part of the lore. But again, like you just don't, it gives you a really good impression of what he thinks of women and how he treats women.
Yeah. If you want to see that, go over to Patreon, patreon.com/herefortheclout.
There we go.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because this guy's I don't think it was him. And I think that this girl comes to at the end saying that as well and apologizing. But again, you'd be like, wouldn't you not go to her or Brittany and be like, what's the number associated? Because once you have that, the case is cracked, buddy.
Well, again, there's not always a number associated with Snapchat accounts.
Okay. Well, but you know, like you could probably do things with like a VPN if you're looking at like whatever email, like something needs to be tied to that account.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could get a subpoena and subpoena, but
I would if this was me and my reputation I would. If this got this public,
especially with
Tommy
another
Lee
famous
and, like,
person, yeah.
Yes, like why would you not clear your name like that? Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, I'm sorry. Like regardless, I think that I don't even think he's a piece of garbage.
If it was him or even if it wasn't him. I still feel for her and I support her in this. And she's going through, and I think that his reaction, again, if it was him or it wasn't him, is completely just not.
It's unhinged.
warranted.
It's insane. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make his reaction doesn't make sense either way. It's crazy.
It really
but
doesn't.
we are going to continue over on Patreon and for our bonus episode. So feel free to go over there and go follow the Elizabeth podcast. We will have that linked down below. And we hope that you stay feral.
Stay delusional.
Damn the man! Save the empire!
Goodbye.
Bye.